Evening to one and all. I am S. Samapan, MCom MPhil, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Sri Vidyamanir Arts and Science College, Kateri, Vitugarai. Today, my topic is income from house property. What is meant by income from house property? It is a house property. It is a based on your calculated. It will be annual value. Annual value means it is a earning of the property. It is a yearly earning of the income. Next, condition to be fulfilled for the property to income under the tax under the skate. Under the Income Tax Act 1961, the basis of charges of in respect of from house property basis of three condition. It is a condition will be income from house properties. It is a based on three condition. First condition will be the property must be building and a land or apartment. First condition is building or land or apartment. Second, assessee is a owner of the property. Second one, assessee is a owner of the property. Third one, assessee does not use the property purpose of own business or profession. It is a three condition will be fulfilled by the income from house property. First condition will be that it is a building or land or apartment there. Second condition will be assessee is a owner of the property. Third condition, assessee does not use the property purpose of own business or profession. Business or own profession. It is a three condition should be fulfilled. Very important. It is a income from house property. Next, it is a, what is mean by composite rent? Composite rent means it is a owner will be charged from the rent from apart from the tenant. Rent from apart from the tenant. Example, for service provided by the facilities in your house. It is a service facilities provided by the in your house. It is a calculated by the composite rent. Composite rent means it is a owner will be charged in extra will be rent will be collected by the facilitated service provided by the facilitated. Example, for house like lift, gas or water, electricity charged and water and air conditioning. It is should be charged. It is it be charged for the extra rent. It is called composite rent. Composite rent means it is apart from the rent. It is a apart from the rent. It is a composite rent. Next, when income house property not charged for the income from house property. Income from house property not charged the value. First one, it is a for agriculture land. It is a agriculture land. First one, it is a agriculture land. Second one, it is annual property. Second one, it is a annual property. It is a one place to another. One place to another. Third one, it is a local authorities. Local authorities means it is a development of your organization for educational or trade union. It is will be not house property will be treated. House property will be treated as a, it is a based on your first one agricultural purpose. It is a not. It is a exempted from the your house property. Next one, it is will be approved of any scientific research. Scientific research house property, it is not calculated. Next one, it is a partly for local authority, any trade union, it is should be full and full exempted. Next, it is a income from house property. It is a based on, it is a annual value. It is a based on annual value. Annual mainly means annual value of your any property shall the sum of which property might reasonably by the except from the let from year to year. Year to year, it is a rent received from the your property. It is a annual value. Annual value means it is your property. It is a value of sum of money. Example, rent received by the your property. Next will be determining annual value. Determining the annual value. In this, determining the annual value for four categories. Annual value will be calculated by the four categories. First category will be actual and rent received. Second one, municipal rent, municipal valuation. Third one, fair rented value. Fourth one, standard rented value. It is a annual value is a based on calculated by the four annual value. First one, actual rented value. Second one, municipal rented value. Third one, fair rented value. Fourth one, standard rented. What is mean by actual rented value? Actual rented value, it is a rent received by the your tenant. Rent received by the actually rent received by the tenant. Second one, municipal value. Municipal valuation means it is a municipal government, municipal corporation. It is a fixed by the your house. Municipal corporation fixed by your house for yearly. Municipal corporation fixed by yearly your house. Next one, fair rented value. Fair rented value, your fair rented value means it is your property located in your place, or same area. It is will be calculated by the fair rented value. Fair rented value means it is calculated by the same locality and the same value. Next, standard rented value. Standard rented value means it is rental value calculated by the Rent Control Act. It is fixed by Standard Rent Control Act. It is fixed by Standard Rent Control Act in your house. It is determine the annual valuation. Determine the annual valuation means major will be four annual value. First one, actual rent received. Next one, municipal rented value, fair rented value. Last one, standard rental. Next, computation of annual value of the property. Computation of annual value of property. As per the income tax, the annual value of the after deduction of the municipal tax paid by the owner, the actual annual value may be determined the following steps. First one, determine the gross annual value. Second one, from gross annual value deducted from the municipal tax paid by the owner. First, computation of annual value means it is a first deduction from the determining gross annual value. Next, from gross annual value deducted by the municipal tax paid by the owner. It is a grand. Next, different categories of property. Different categories of property. First one, house property which is let out the throughout the year. House property let out throughout the previous year. Second, the house property let out vacant during the any part of the previous year. Third, house property which is a part of the year let out, part of will be self-occupied house. House property will be self-occupied house or residential purpose, could not actually self-occupied owning employment or any other purpose. Different example for different four categories of property. First one, throughout year. Second one, throughout year or partly self-occupied house, partly or vacant. It is different categories of house property. Next one, determine the gross annual value. Determine the gross annual. This is calculated by the steps, 3 steps. Step 1, municipal rented value or fair rented value, whichever is higher. Municipal rented value or fair rented value, whichever is higher. It is a step 1. Step 2, step 1 answer or standard rented value, whichever is lower. Next, step 3, step 2 answer or actual rent received, whichever is higher. Actual rent received, whichever. It is a gross annual. Final answer will be gross annual. If any cases, any losses of vacancy, it is deducted from the gross annual value. Deducted from the gross annual value. Next will be municipal tax. Municipal tax paid. It is a municipal tax paid by the owner or tenant, paid by the government. Owner or tenant paid by the government in your house property. Next will be net annual value. Net annual value means gross annual value less deducted from the municipal tax. It is a net annual value. Gross annual value minus less municipal tax. It is a deducted from the net annual value. Next, format of income from house property. Format of income from house property. First, This is house will be two houses will be given. One house will be self-occupied house. Second one house is be let out house. Self-occupied house is means it is a own house. Own house means it is a used by the own purpose. Second house means let out house. Let out house means it is a rented from the other parties. Rented from the other parties. Next format. First one gross annual value. Self-occupied house nil. It is same. Let out house will be calculated. Second one less municipal tax. Self-occupied house is nil. Let out house will be deducted. Final. Next net annual value. Net annual value means gross annual value less municipal tax. Next deduction. Deduction means it is a section under section 24. First deduction will be standard deduction of 30% of NAV. NAV means net annual value. It is calculated by the only for let out house property. Another one deduction will be interest on loan. Interest on loan will be calculated by the self-occupied house, at the same time let out house. Let out house means actual interest will be your house construction will be loan. It is will be deducted. Final income from house property. It is a final format. Next example for sums. Example, Anbu is a three house property are as follows. It is house 1, house 2, it is house 3. House 1 will be actual rent. It is a 60,000. House 2 will be 40,000. House 3 will be nil. It is a nil means it is a treated as a self-occupied house. Next one, municipal rented value is a 45,000. Next 25,000 and 15,000. It is a standard rented value 40,000 and 30,000 will be 10,000 rupees. Municipal tax it is a 6,000 and 3,000 and 6,000 per house paid. Next interest on loan it is a 17,000, 19,000, it is a 500. Repairs 4,000 and 2,000 and nil. Insurance 3,000, 1,500. Next will be computation of gross annual value. Gross annual value it is calculated by the only two house. It is a first house and the second house. House 1 municipal rented value or standard rented value whichever is high. House 1 will be municipal rented value will be 45,000. Standard rented value is 28,000. Whichever is higher means it is a lower. It is a lower for 28,000. Next one, municipal rented value, standard rented value, whichever is lower is 30,000, 40,000 or 30,000, whichever is lower means it is answer will be 30,000. Next one, step 2. Step 1 answer or actual rent. Step 1 answer is first house 28,000, second house will be 30,000, actual rent received by first house or 60,000 or 40,000, whichever is here. House rent will be 60,000. It is house 2 will be 40,000. It is a gross annual value means house 1 will be treated as 60,000, house 2 will be 40,000. Next, computation of income from house property. It is a computation of income from house property. House 1, house 2, house 3. House 1 will be gross annual value calculated by 60,000. House 2 will be 40,000. House 3 is treated as a self-occupied house. It is not a gross annual value will be leave. Less municipal tax paid by the owner. House 1 6,000, house 2 3,000. It is house 3 will be nil. Net annual value means house 1 will be 54,000, house 2 will be 37,000. Next will be nil. Next, less deduction. First deduction will be standard deduction under section 24. First 30% of NAV. 30% of NAV means net annual value. First house 1 16,200. Next house 2 will be 11,100. House 3 on the is nil. Interest on loan will be house 1 17,000, 33,200 total amount. House 2 will be 19,200. Total amount will be 30,300. House 3 will be 6,000. Final income from house property. Next, will be computation of total income from house property. House property income 20,000. House property profit 6,000. House property will be 6,000 will be loss. Final answer will be income from house property is 21,500. Thank you, professors. Thank you, sir.